First Taylor's theorem. Statement. Let G be a finite group and P power of R divides order of G where P is a prime. Then G as a subgroup of order P to the power of R. So here that let G be a finite group and P power of R where P is prime, where P power of some R where R is greater than or equal to 1 divides order of G where P is a prime, then G as a subgroup of order P to the power of R. Or means if P to the power of R divides order of G where P is a prime, where G is finite group, then we need to show that the group G as a subgroup whose order P to the power of R. Okay, so proof by induction on N. By induction on N. Okay, if order of G 1, then the result is clearly true. If order of G is equal to 2, then the only relevant prime is 2. That is, if that is 2 divides order of G, that is 2, where order of G is equal to 2. Therefore this is satisfies clearly. Therefore if order of G is equal to 2, the result clearly true. Then the result is clearly true. So okay, so by induction we see if order of is equal to 2, then the result is obviously true. Now we are assuming that, so assume that the result is true for any groups of order less than n, any for order less than n. Okay, so that is, we are assuming that, suppose, so we are taking, if G is a group of order n, then if you take any subgroup, so any group of order strictly less than n, then the result is true. So this is our assumption, right? So we are assuming that the group, so that's how we proved by induction. So by induction we proved that if order of G is equal to 1, if order of G is equal to 0, then the theorem is clearly true. But here we are assuming that the result is true for any group of order G is less than n. So first here I am taking order of a group G is equal to n. Let order of group G is equal to 10. I am assuming that the result is true for any group of order less than n. So what is that meaning? If suppose if P to the power of R divides some order of G, some order of H, where order of H is less than or is equal to n, say I am taking order of H is strictly less than n. I am here assuming order of H is strictly less than n. Then this H has a subgroup of order P to the power of R. So this is the, so we are assuming this is our statement. and we are assuming that the result is true for any group of whose order is strictly less than n, right? So if you are getting confusion, you take some g dash denoted by some d dash. Okay, you take some g dash, that is, so where g dash is a group which is whose order is strictly less than n. So this how we are assuming that one, that is, if you take any group of whose order is strictly less than n, then the result is true. Okay, so now from this we want to prove that, so from this we want to prove that we want to prove that the result is true, the result is true, the result is true if order of g is n, if g order. So suppose p to the power of r divides order of g, and p to the power of r plus 1 doesn't divides order of g, where r is prime. So now to prove that, now to prove that, now to prove that g as a subgroup of order p to the power of r. Okay, okay. So now suppose g as a proper subgroup, g as a proper subgroup, g as a proper subgroup h such that h subgroup h such that p to the power of r divides order of g. So suppose g as a proper subgroup such that p to the power of r of p to the power of r divides order of h. But here I am using the word proper subgroup, so therefore order of h is strictly less than n. Since I am taking that, we need to prove that the result is true for n, and are also we are assuming that the result is true for order less than n. Okay, so therefore order of h is less than n, and so we are assuming assume that the result is true for any subgroup of order less than n, that is, these things are true if whose order is strictly less than n. So clearly here order of h is strictly less than n. So therefore from the induction hypothesis, so from the assumption, from the induction or assumption, so I'm taking now in place of g dash I am taking now h. Okay, h as a subgroup, h as a subgroup, h as a subgroup of order p to the power of r, right? P to the power of r. So here observe that h is a subgroup of g, sorry, h is a subgroup of so from induction h as a subgroup of order p to the power of r. So I am taking that subgroup is k, right? I am taking that subgroup is k, right? I denote it by sub k. Okay, so therefore h is a subgroup of g and k is a subgroup of g, h, and h is a subgroup of g, so implies k is a subgroup of g, k is a subgroup of g. Therefore observe that g as a, now we implies that g as a subgroup, so clearly k is a subgroup, g as a subgroup of order p to the of order p to the power of r. Hence we proved this one. So suppose g as a proper subgroup, say h, such that p to the power of r divides g, then we can easily prove, we can easily see that g as a subgroup of order p to the power of r. So therefore now we are assuming that g has no proper subgroup such that p to the power of r doesn't divides order of h. So suppose assume that g has no proper subgroup H such that P to the power of R divides order of H. Okay, now consider the class sequence. Now consider the class equation, that is order of G is equal to order of center of a group G. Now consider the class equation, order of G is equal to order of group G plus summation G over normalizer n of A, where so if it is equal element, that elements belongs to here only. So we proved in the last class, that is order of G is equal to order of center of a group G plus summation the index of a normalizer of an element in G such that whose index is greater than 1. I am taking, if the index is equal to 1, then that so observe one thing, that if order of G, sorry, if index of a normalizer of an element in G is greater than 1, then n of a not equal to G. N of a not equal to G. So the reason is that is, we know that if G is finite group, this is nothing but order of G divided by order of n of A. If it is greater than 1, implies order of G greater than order of n of A. So this implies that, so order of G not equal to order of n of A. So from this one we conclude that G can't be equal to n of A. Okay, so why it is, this is from the Lagrange's theorem. So consequence of Lagrange's theorem, we are writing this one. Okay, so therefore if index of a normalizer of an element in G is greater than 1, then n of A not equal to G. Therefore n of A is a subgroup, in particular n of A is a proper subgroup. N of A is a proper subgroup of G. So this implies that P to the power of R doesn't divides order of n of A by our assumption, right? So we are assuming that by our assumption. So what we are assuming? We are assuming that G has no proper subgroup such that P to the power of R doesn't divides like this one. So therefore, so if clearly n of A is not proper, therefore P to the power of R doesn't divides order of n of A. By which one? By our assumption. This is by induction hypothesis. Okay, by our assumption. But P to the power of R, where P to the power of R divides order of G. This is by hypothesis. Okay, which is equal to, so we know that order of G divided by order of n of A, that is normalizer of an element, is equal to index of an normalizer of an element in G. Okay, so from this one we can write this one as order of G. If you multiply this one, that is order of n of A, G, index of normalizer of an element in G. So from this one, so order of G can be written as like this, that is order of n of A, index of a normalizer of an element. Since P to the power of R doesn't divide order of n of A, P divides index this one. Okay, so clearly P divides this one. Okay, since P divides, here observe that P divides this one means P must divides this one. Therefore p must divide at, so you clearly p here observe that p to the power of r doesn't divide an order of n of m. So we can easily see that p divides order of this one, that is p divides r, the index of an normalizer of element in G. So this implies p divides the summation n of a whose index is greater than 1. And also since p divides order of G, p divides order of G, and p divides summation of index of a normalizer of an element where their index is greater than 1. So p divides this one. So observe the class equation. From the class equation, observe that now p divides this term and p divides order of, sorry, this term. Therefore p must divides this term. Okay, therefore therefore p must divides order of G by class equation, by class equation. Okay. Now since p divides order of Z of G by Cauchy's theorem, so by Cauchy's theorem there exists a subgroup of center of a group G of order P. So this is by prime theorem. So Cauchy's theorem says that is, I am writing the Cauchy's theorem. So what is the Cauchy's theorem says that if order of G is equal to n, and P divides order of G where P is prime, then G as a subgroup of order P. So this is this is the statement of Cauchy's theorem. So here same thing, that is clearly since G is finite, therefore center of a group G is also finite. Therefore clearly P divides order of center of a group G where center of a group G is finite. Now we can apply the Cauchy's theorem. So from this Cauchy's theorem, then center of a group G, there exists a subgroup of center of a group G of order P. I am saying that subgroup is H. I am saying that subgroup is what? H now. So that is H is a subgroup now. H is a subgroup of center of a group G of order P. Since every subgroup in center of a group G is normal in G, therefore H is normal in G. So now we can apply the quotient group, that is now consider the quotient group. G by H where H is normal. So we have, since G is finite, we have order of G by H is equal to order of G divided by order of H. Okay, and observe that what is the order of G is now n, and this is what order of G is what now P. But observe that P to the power of R divides order of G. Okay, P to the power of R divides order of G, and order of H is equal to P. So we can say that P to the power of R minus 1 divides order of G divided by order of H. Since P to the power of R divides this one, so if you remove that is, we can easily see that P to the power of R minus 1 divides order of G divided by order of H, that is so now also p to the power of r minus 1 divides what? Order of g of h. Order of g of h. Now observe that this is a quotient group. This is a quotient group, right? And p to the power of r minus 1 divides order of g by h. Now we can apply the induction hypothesis. By induction hypothesis, what? By induction hypothesis, there exists g by h as a subgroup. G by h as a subgroup of g whose order is p to the power of whose order is p to the power of what? R minus 1. This is by induction hypothesis. So the induction hypothesis says that the result is true for any r minus 1. So we have a subgroup. So we have a group whose order is p to the power of r minus 1 divides g. So since p to the power of r minus 1 divides g by induction hypothesis, so now g by h is a subgroup of g whose order is now p to the power of what? R minus 1. Okay. So but what is the order of g? So from that one, so I am taking subgroup as now k by h. I am taking, this is very very important. So now g by h is a subgroup that is denoted by k by h. So therefore, since order of k by h, order of k by h is equal to order of k divided by order of h, whose order is what? P to the power of r minus 1, and order of k is equal to p to the power of r minus 1 into order of h. But we know that order of h is equal to p, therefore p to the power of r. Where now here observe that k is a subgroup of g, where k is a subgroup of g. So now clearly we show that g as a subgroup that is by k of order p to the power of r. So this completes the proof by induction. So therefore the result is true for all n. So that is, if order of g is equal to n, that is the result. If g has a finite group, let g be a finite group, p to the power of r divides g, where p is a prime, then g has a subgroup of order p to the power of n. This completes the proof.